Hello, this is Zoc, and welcome to Fresh Marks, where we check out the latest high SAS Keyforge sales. We are catching up on 2 weeks of sales. There's been a ton of winds of exchange on the market. There's been some exciting AOA, one of which is already sold. So, yeah, let's jump right in. Lots of exciting decks. 52 decks we're going to be going over tonight. Okay. Some are no longer for sale. Some have already sold. Some have a $300 offer. Why? Why? Well, we will see. We will see. Okay. We're going to start out with a 85 SAS Worlds Collide deck with a listed price of 110 euros, being sold by Nico 90 PS. We have double Tau Tau, double Eddie, double Medic Ingram with a Helmsman Spears and a Kirkar and an Uncharted Lands and a Transporter platform. And then, of course, we have Tribute 6 Semper. Favor of Rex is pretty nice here. City State Interest, double Axiom of Risk. That one can be yours for 110 euros. Oh, but we got to get out the translator. What does this translate to? This is Temple Orator Ulrich Pitbull. That's right, the Pitbull can be yours for 110 euros. All right, next up we have Ovulin Valha Point Swindler. Now this is actually, I think, is already sold. So this was being sold by Richard Hayter, and now Marvig is tagged on it. I think it was already sold to Marvig. It didn't have a listed price. So not sure what it could have gone for. But Berserker's big Brobnar tokens are still very popular. Still very popular with a Cursed Relic as well and a Stewart to Uzanya to bump up those Ember pips. Looks like a pretty nice, well-rounded deck. All right, next up we have Monjane the Adorable. An 89 SAS Winds of Exchange. This one is no longer listed for sale. It was being sold by Debar53, so if you're interested, you could potentially ping them. Not sure if they just took it off for sale. Their name is no longer on here. Now, let's see. Do they normally have their names on there? Let's check Rios. Yeah, they do. So if they took their name off, maybe they already sold this? That's kind of what I'm guessing. It's a prospector deck. 89 cents. It didn't have a listed price, but it is no longer for sale. Next up, we have Countings. The next 4 are still for sale. This here is a 90 SAS prospector deck again, listed for $350 by DC Trays. Let's see what we have here. The double Fresh Marks with prospector is really good. Double Stratosmack, Rent and Rive, Berserker Slam. We have a Mass Buyout. Ikwiji Outpost can draw to get to some stuff. Now the double Freelancer, it's pretty good with a Trading Frenzy. Let's see, is it good with anything else? Yeah, I don't know. I guess something you don't want them to kill, potentially? The Mars here has a lot of creatures, 7 creatures with a Crystal Hive. So that could be good as well. So that one can be yours for $350, and Destroy Them All is always a nice versatile card. All right, next up we have Eureka V Vigor Burst, the 5th, an 85 SAS Coda deck. 21 printed ember, 32 expected ember, triple dust pixie with a nature's call, with a full moon, with a lost in the woods, with a mimicry. Lots of ember generation and untamed, but no key cheat. We have a double hidden stash, a relentless whispers, a gateway, a guilty hearts, double three fates. So a decent amount of creature control with this Coda deck. Mind Barb is nice. Hysteria could be good. And this one is listed at $300 for Vigor Burst by Chaos Chrono. All right, next up we have Rios, the Angler of Sudais. An 86 SAS Winds of Exchange deck with a buy it now price of $400, also listed by Debar53. This one has autocannon. Goes well with a strange shell. This press gang is really nice with 2 ember pips on it if you can get that off multiple turns. And it might have a way to do that with Broken Axe Outpost, with a Might Club. Only 3 creatures in Brobnar though. It's got Double Mass Buyout, another Equigi Outpost, Ether Spider, Ironex Rebel, Hypnotic Command with 6 Mars creatures. And it also has an auction off. So that's got a listed price of $400. All right, next up we have Earthkeeper Vastel, an 89 SAS Winds of Exchange. Sanctum Star Alliance Unfathomable. This one is also listed by Debar53. We have a Hadros Wall, double Martyr of the Vault, Nightapult, Baldric the Bold, Lightbringer Outpost, Martyr's End. Martyr's End goes so good with the double Martyr of the Vault. In Grand Melee, you can set up a nice Martyr of the Vault play as well. Let's see, there's some capture with Covetous Hema, so you could potentially, and Timothy the Damned, double Rogue Reflection, Echo Reflector, so yeah, you could potentially have them lose a lot of Ember. So that's pretty cool. Lots of ways to set up them going above 6, and then you can make them pay with a Martyr of the Vault. The double rogue operation is nice. Hold the line can be really good. Triple sunk cost for some discard. Double bubbles. Thunder Toll, Abyssal Sight. A little bit light on the creature control. The selective preservation is really nice. And Grand Melee, you probably have to work to your advantage. But that is Earthkeeper Vastel. Next up, this deck already sold. It's AOA deck, Chorzard, Spawn of Ipsispace. And this one was listed for $250, and it appears to have bought by Dick Rowland. And for $250, I can see why. This is a pretty bangin' AOA deck. Looks really nice. Time Traveler, Double Helper Bot, Memory Chip, Archimedes, Neutron Shark, ZYX Researcher, double Brenda Fanatic with double Life for the Life, Too Much to Protect, Ronnie Risk Clocks, double Furtive Investors, Dust Chronicles, Hidden Stash. We have a Lash of Broken Dreams, Unlock Gateway, Poltergeist. Lots of really nice stuff here. But already purchased. And if I'm pretty sure that this, yeah, so that was just from a week ago, that new image. If I recall, yeah, this is like a Vault Tour winner as well. I think it was a AOA sealed Vault Tour winner. So I think that's actually a steal for $250. All right, next up we have Sokolov, and this one is also no longer for sale. It was being sold by Vendetta VXV, and it's still listed under Vendetta, so it's still possible they might have it if you're interested. 92 SAS, it's a fish deck, triple Space Invaders, double Ironox Vatminder. You can create a ton of tokens, 28.5 token creation. That's the largest I've ever seen. A Gilt Spine School, Calpy, Double Mass Buyout, Double Shrewd Investor, Tia Arhi Esquire. So many ways to generate tokens, and then you can make them make them uh, make Ember for you with the mass buyouts as well. So that's pretty nice. That is Sokolov, the director of birds. All right, next up we have the Crazy Sun Banker of Trichthania. An 89 SAS Prospector deck being sold by Flaming Hobo. Let's see what we got here. We have a Sandhopper, double auction off, closed door negotiation, double visible hand, generous offer, tourist trap. We have a brain dart. Mix the tall-minded and Nizik resonator for some key cost increase. Ironix banner, Space Invaders, an unfathomable abyssal sight and befuddle, double crushing deep, bubbles, comatose hema. Pretty low here actually on the creature control. But that's the Crazy Sun Banker. What's up, Quick Draw? What's fresh? What is fresh? I think we're going to get to something fresh right now. And it is a Winds of Exchange deck with a lateral shift. That's right. It's Outlier, Ivron, Heat Droid, a 92 SAS Prospector deck with lateral shift. This Unfathomable is sweet. Abyssal Sight, lateral shift, Thalassophobia, Fathom Reaver, Timoti the Damned. It could have used a little bit more creature control, but still pretty sweet. It's got a $300 offer already, two $300 offers, both canceled, a $250 offer that was rejected. People want that lateral shift. We also have a Talent Scout. We have seen how good Talent Scout is in multiple Vault Tours. Close to negotiation, generous offer, Wish It Het Esquire. We have a double Rant and Rive is nice, especially with those crushing deeps. Bumpsy, Might Club, Press Gang, Pound, the Grand Gourd with Blood of the Titans. Ooh, that's really nice combo there. No artifact control, but maybe you can play theirs with lateral shift. So I definitely think this deck definitely it has achieved that level. This deck is definitely
so fresh.
snap. So it can be yours for apparently above $300. All right, next up we have Literally Needy Janos, an 85 SAS Winds of Exchange deck, also being sold by Flaming Hobo, and it's a researcher deck. We have Double Kaboom, Vatminder, Harvester, Tall-Minded, Triple Retribution, Nightapult. We have a Martyr of the Vault here as well. And Unfathomable has Befuddled, Thalassophobia, Kamalani, Bubbles. Honestly, nothing crazy here, but might just work. Only 13 creatures. That's pretty low. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit skeptical on this one. A little bit skeptical. I think it's needing some stuff. A little needy. All right, next up we have Sir P. Haze. An 85 SAS deck, also researcher, also being sold by Flaming Hobo. This one has triple Xanthix Harvester, Ironex Vat Minder, Grondel, double Marginese Ember, Brain Darts, Exchange Program with a Trading Frenzy. Pretty good. Out Negotiate, Generous Offer, Shopping Spree. We have double CR Officer Hawkins, Quintrino Warp, Recorded History, a Legacy Exploratory Craft. A Destroy Them All is really good. This one looks a lot better than that other 85 SAS deck. Yeah, this one is a lot more well-rounded, I feel like. All right, that's Sir P. Haze. Next up, we actually have a really cool deck from Stunt Bunny, aka Amber Meaties, and this one's listed for $150. And I'm not sure, but this might be the deck that he was running on his live stream. And the reason I say that is because I remember in his live stream, he was doing Shrewd Investor. Oh wait, this says Shrewd Investor Freelancer. Maybe no, I was thinking maybe he was doing Shrewd Investor Exchange Program. Yeah, he was. So this is not the deck, but this is still a cool deck. Shrewd Investor Freelancer is a nice combo. Ember Road, Mass Buyout, Closed Door Negotiation, double membership drive, and you might be able to get quite the burst here because you have a Katarina, the summoner. You could potentially make Katarina come in ready with a Nightapult, have it reap, potentially kill it the same turn with Grand Melee, uh, put even more Ember on it with the outflanks, kill it, create a whole bunch of Cultists, and then membership drive twice. Plus, Primordial Vault is creating Cultists every turn, so some potential lots of bursts there. We also have Abyssal Sight, Adult Swim, Covetous Hema. Yeah, so a lot of bursts there, and a listed price of $150. Hey, Southerly Elf. Nice to see you. How you doing? All right, that is San Steakley, the Riveted Host. Next up, we have Botterill, the Senator of Blubber. And I'm happy to see Unfathomable there with the Blubber. Maybe it's some whale blubber. It's a Prospector deck, 87 SAS, being sold by Anto 2290. We have a Closed Door Negotiation, a Corner of the Market, Generous Offer, Mass Buyout, Double General Zaorha, Triple Revered Monk, a Martyr's End, Zephon the Opulent, and Abyssal Sight, Befuddle, Double Fathom Reaver, Kelpie. A little bit of everything there. Some creature control. The C here is probably a little bit underrated actually, with the Mass Buyout and the Grand Melee. But you probably have to work to get that Grand Melee to really work for you. Alright, that is Botterill. Next up we have Augurgion, the Blacksmith of Disaster. And it's a Blorb deck, 86 SAS. This is being sold by Coca They. Let's see what we got here. How much? We have 13 token generation. A Nyan Outpost, the Blorb Hive, Space Invaders, Membership Drive, Jarl Sven, and Katarina the Summoner. How big can we get Katarina off here? We do have the Outflank, which helps. A Capture Pip on Great Augur. You You could potentially kill it the same turn with either Grand Melee or Grey Rider. Yeah, but it's probably unlikely to be able to burst up the Blorbs, be able to forge in one turn. Maybe with a really good Sanctum turn. The Marzal says triple Marzi's Ember with 3 different damage pips throughout the house, although the one in Kaboom doesn't really help you for the Marzi's Ember. We have a Destroy Them All and a Brick Nasty with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other Brobnar creatures. And a Fresh Marks. Very nice. So that is the Blacksmith of Disaster. Yeah, you like that one? That one, it seemed like it had some tricks there. Had some tricks. All right, next up we have Tortaval, Optibreaks Triangle, a 93 SAS Prospector deck being sold by Mr. Perfect One. No list price. We have a Champions Challenge, triple Krog the Clumsy, Might Club, double Broken Outpost, Broken Axe Outpost, Ragnarok Prep. We have a Befuddle, Calpy, Timoti, the Dam, Bubbles. We have the Esquire here. Auction off, double hire on, generous offer. What's up, Matson? Nice to see you. Actually played versus this deck on TCO. It's pretty sweet. Ooh. All right. Some good insight. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, it looks like it can do some stuff for sure. Some extra Ember pips with the double Stewart. 20 token generation, so it can create a lot of prospectors, keep on drawing. It doesn't have a way to really punish if they go high on Ember, but it's really well rounded. Pretty good creature control, some artifact control, so that is Tortaval. All right, next up we have Cordelia Landing Cook, an 86 ass prospector deck. This is being sold by Flaming Hobo. 17.5 token generation. Double hire on, double generous offer. Generous offer goes so well with prospectors. Steal 2 and draw a card. Love it. Double visible hand is really nice. Tourist Trap with Trading Frenzy is pretty good. We have a Nightapult with Baldric the Bold. We have... Oh, that's interesting, though. Oh, never mind. That's a wrong thing. And then we have Double Epic Poem with Amphora Captura. Now, you don't have a ton of pips in Saurian because it's a lot of creatures in Saurian, actually. But you do have the Ballistego is enhanced with Ember Pip. The Chancellor Dexterous is enhanced with a damage pip. The Arm the Plebeians has an Ember Pip. So you only have 3 pips in Saurian. So you can't go super crazy probably most of the time with Epic Poem. Although, maybe, you can go Lightbringer Outpost 1 turn into the double Epic Poem the next turn. That's probably the dream with this deck. So that could be pretty good. Not a lot of creature control here. It does have the Grand Melee. But you would have to massage the battle line to get that off. But that is Cordelia. All right, next up we have Consdolf, Spawn of Fortiflash, a 92 SAS Brobnar Sanctum Unfathomable. Unfathomable. This is being sold by Mr. Perfect 1. And it's a warrior deck. Look like it struggles generally with Ember. Squire Recruitment is probably the best shot it has other than the Epic Poem shenanigans. Yeah, no, that's a good call on that last deck. Yep. This one has 16.5 token generation, so probably can get a lot of warriors out there. It does have the double Katarina the Summoner. Potentially can get it off the same turn with a Grey Rider. Is there any way to get more Ember on it? Yep, the outflank, you can get more Ember on it. You can also Martyr's End it. Oh, that's really nice with a Katarina. Then you can bring it back with Light Everlasting. Yep, this one has some tricks, some nice tricks. And then go into a really big Brobnar turn. It does have a Brick Nasty to go with all those warriors. Champion's Challenge if you need to clear the board. A Brawl in, make 2 token creatures. And then Unfathomable has some support. Abyssal Sight, Adult Swim is really nice with a warrior token. Befuddle, Maelstrom, Fathom Reaver. Yeah, that's a pretty nice deck. That is Consdolf. Alright, next up we have a Mass Mutation deck. Unfathomable here seems like it's pulling in too many directions. Yeah, definitely has to be kind of a support house. I don't think it could pull on its own. It's just got to support. So this one's being sold by Dick Rowland. It's an 88 SAS Mass Mutation. It's got a buy it now with 450 euros, and it's got a 250 euro offer by William Liam for God, or William Lamb, or William I am. Not sure if that's I. But that's been rejected. So this has some good control in this. The shadows here, I think, is actually really underwhelming. It's got the bow knithing, the dark wave, the borrow, the ransack, but a bunch of creatures that don't really do much. Double opportunist is okay. Spike trap is okay. The Star Alliance has triple subject Kirby, transporter platform, tachyon pulse, which is pretty good. You might not want to be blowing up your transporter platform, but it's probably more important to get rid of their high value artifacts. Lay of the Land. So that is Glottis Il Prezioso. Next up, we have Restabearer Tower Turncoat, an 88 SAS Mass Mutation, also being sold by Dick Rowland. Has a measly $35 or euro offer. Ah, yes, because of the 5 Infomorph. Tons of draw pips. Tons of draw pips. It also has Amphora Captura with Curiosaurus. And Humble. Double Cornicen Octavia. Siren's Horn. Defense Initiative. Double Ethologica Autoencoder. Effervescent Principle. Oh, this one is so fresh as Quick Draw. Is it? Is it? Lord Invidious, Orb of Invidious, Obsidian Forge, Markadis, Double Gleeful Mayhem, decent amount of creature control, no artifact control, a decent amount of Ember control, although your Lethalogica will be discarding all your good cards in your other houses. Yeah, all the draw pips would definitely be nice. This has sloppy lab work written all over it. Oh. Is this deck gonna get sloppy? Hey, what's up, Dinobot? Yeah, it's actually 5 Infomorph, but still pretty good, pretty good. Lots of draw pips. I don't know. It looks interesting. Are the draw pips doing that much? I mean, maybe you've hit like kind of critical mass, especially in the Saurian, just because you have so many. Man, this deck, if it just had one Cronus or more, but it'd be living the life. I think the speed is honestly overrated here. I think it is. I think it's overrated. And as you guys know, Lethalogic is a bad card. It's a bad card. It's gonna discard all your good stuff. Yeah, with all those draw pips, you can play more infomorphs. I don't know. That is Restbor. We'll see if it ends up in a sloppy Labworks hand, huh? We will see. We will see. All right, next up we have Subsequently Racing Cleo, 100 True SAS Prospector deck, being sold by Dick Rowland for €400 asking price. We have 21 and a half token makers, double membership drive, double destroy them all, triple trading frenzy with freelancer. That means you can get 9 ember on that creature that you're passing back and forth. Brain dart, crystal hive, but it only has 3 Mars creatures. One of those is an Ironex rebel, but no swooper for the freelancer. Oh, that'd be clever. Double light everlasting can bring back Zephyr the Opulent with a Nightapult multiple times. That's pretty good. Martyr of the Vault you can bring back. It's got an outflank. Pretty limited in the creature control. This one just has to race to victory. But that could be yours for €400. Yeah. So yeah, if you can bring back play Zephon 3 times in a game with a double light everlasting, making 6 token creatures, and if you got the Nida pulled out, reaping for 3 each time, that could be pretty awesome. That's some pretty awesome bursts there. Yeah, I don't know. Do you mulligan for the Nida pull here? Maybe. Maybe. Could be pretty cool. Yeah, Light Everlasting could be super sweet in a deck like this. Super sweet. Or if they have a whole bunch of Ember, Light Everlasting, Nidapult, the Martyr of the Vault. See if you can kill it the same turn. Yeah, I don't know. It's got some stuff. Double membership drive with the Zephon could be really good. Yeah, this one's got some stuff. Listed price €400. It is definitely subsequently racing. All right, next up we have a deck. So this one is no longer for sale. This is a deck that I sold to Dick Rowland about a month ago, and it did go up for sale because I got a notification for it, although it's not for sale right now. So I'm not sure what that means, if he still wants to sell it or not, but it's up for sale. Sorry, it was up for sale. It's no longer up for sale, but you might talk to him if you're super interested. All right, next up is Lysandre l'Arrogant, a 95 SAS mass mutation deck, also being sold by Dick Rowland with a listed price, a buy it now of €700. Let's see what we got here. 26 efficiency, Ultra Graviton, an auto encoder with double Nova Dynamo, a Lethalogica, a Eclectic Inquiry, Effervescent Principle. We have double Borrow, Heist Knight, Bonithine, Ransack, a Subject Kirby, a Hold the Line, The double Novu is really nice with that autoencoder, but I still think this efficiency is way overrated. 3.5 for hold the line? That seems way high. Subject Kirby, I think, is always rated a bit high, like 2.95 for a Subject Kirby. Don't think so. Yeah, I think the efficiency is overrated here, but this does have some nice stuff. I like that it's got the effervescent principle and logo, so if you're digging for an answer, you can dig with Lithologica. Limited creature control, the Contrino Flux and the Red Alert is nice. Double Borrow is nice. Yeah, this episode's sponsored by Dick Rowland and Flaming Hobo. They got a bunch. They got a bunch for sure. But we still got a ton of decks to go. Ton of decks to go. Yeah, is the Ember Control overrated? Double Center Chief Garcia. It's pretty good. Old Bruno into that. Effervescent Principal Ransack Heist Knight. I don't know. I don't know if it's overrated. I think it's about right. I think it's about right. Not major. Yeah, I'll buy that. Ooh, you have a couple on here? Well, I'm not sure what your Dexa Keyforge name is, so we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so that is L'Argant. Next up, we have, this is an AoA deck that I love. Daphne Evans, Mascalzona di Arancia Chiusa. Oh man, I'm butchering that. 87 SAS AoA. Listed price of 400 euros. Also being sold by our sponsor of the show, Dick Rowland. Let's see what we got here. We have triple Archimedes, double Helperbot, Neutron Shark, interdimensional graph, double Too Much to Protect, Life for the Life, double Nerve Blast, Swindle, a Key to Dis with a Soul Snatcher. Soul Snatcher goes super good into both Too Much to Protect and interdimensional graft. A Lash of Broken Dreams can set up really nice Too Much to Protect and interdimensional graph. A Gungoozle, double Banish, Exhume, Dust Imp, Key to Dis, Null Snatcher, interdimensional graph. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, this deck is so cool. I would love this deck, but 400 euros is a lot of dinero. That's a little bit too high. Too high for my liking. Needs more Archimedes. You know what would be the cherry on top of it? Had a bouncing Death Cork. Neutron Shark is good, but if you got bouncing Death Cork with those Helperbot, Archimedes, Dust Imp, oh man, you're just living the life. But it's still pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. So listed price of 400 euros. Super sweet deck. Daphne Evans. This one is definitely
So fresh.
Oh man. I might have to put in an offer. It's not going to be anywhere near 400 euros, but super cool deck. All right, that's Daphne. Next up, we have Bostel, the Desperately Cranky. An 88 SAS Winds of Exchange deck. This is being sold by Sunday. Oh, there we go. There we go, Matt Sund. There we go. And we got another lateral shift. Now, actually, this one has Sobog's Thingamabob, and I think Sobog's Thingamabob is grossly underrated. If you get this early, this is really good. So yeah, you get the 1 for the Ember Pip, but only a half point for creature control. I don't know. It's good. I love Thingamabob. We also have Fuguru, Fathom Reaver, Double Initiation, Badge of Unity, Echo Reflector, Future Booster, Sierra Officer Hawkins, And let's check out the Psychic Network with the Researcher is super sweet. Yeah, Sobog's is really good in the wins of exchange opponents for sure. You got 10 warriors. Well, they're all exhausted. Enjoy. Double Kaboom is also really good to wipe the board. Also really good with your researchers. Brain Dart I love. Destroy them all I love. A little bit low on the Ember Control, but I think the dream here is to set up the researcher, a bunch of researchers in the Psychic Network for sure. For sure. Missing strong out-of-house support for the researcher. Yeah. Let's see. So what's your main house here? You do have 1, 2, 3. You got 7 unfathomable creatures, including 3 kelp minders, which are at least big bodies. Oh, the SV3 lander. That's kind of funny. I mean, you can at least rape with the researchers off house in if you use that. You only have 4 Starlines creatures. So probably you kind of want to be main house unfathomable, create a bunch of tokens, and then goes into Mars for the big psychic network. Although, let's see. Yeah, especially with the double initiation, that could work. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like a little bit of a tricky deck to pilot, but if it comes off right, it could be pretty good. All right. So that is Mattson's deck. Sunday, Bostel the Desperately Cranky, an 88 SAS, and Lateral Shift, one of the best cards in the game. That could just swing the game right there. So that's pretty sweet. Ooh, Katrina Warp, I missed that. And Recorded History, yeah. Actually, this one has a lot of nice cards. I see Stronger Together, not that good. Although you could probably set that up pretty well here. Oh man, I never realized the Stronger Together Sierra Officer Hawkins synergy. Because you want to play Sierra Officer Hawkins against between 2 non-Star Alliance creatures anyway, and then you Stronger Together to ready it. That's pretty sweet. Lateral Shift could have been printed in this set's Unfathomable. It fits right in. Totally. So disruptive. So many ways to screw up their hand. It fits right in. All right, that's Bostel. Next up, we have another one by Sunday, the Variable Exorcist, an 85 SAS, and I actually think this deck is pretty sweet. So let's check it out. It's got a Grumpus as a token. It's not the best Brobnar token, but I actually think it's underrated. And it goes really well with this Holofest. This Holofest with a Fresh Marks is super good because you get all your Brobnar creatures out, you put out that Get Hammer, you put out that Harmal Attune, and then you Fresh Marks the Get Hammer, ready them all, play the Get Hammer again, kill a bunch of creatures, double overrun to make them pay for it. Rant and Rive is good. Feats of Strength to make more tokens every time you destroy them. Yeah, I think the Grumpus is actually probably pretty good in this deck. We also have some pretty good token generation. Double Visible Hand, Double Mass Buyout, Trading Frenzy, Equigi Outpost, Sandhopper. So we got some speed there. We got some versatility with Sandhopper. That's nice. And then Unfathomable. We have Abyssal Sight, Dragnet, Maelstrom is all pretty nice. Sunk Cost for some disruption. Double Bubbles, Fathom Reaver. Yeah. It is a little bit light on the Ember Control, but I think the overruns here, they probably come off more than normal overruns would. So I think these are probably underrated because you can probably be killing a lot with a Brobnar to get those overruns off. All right, pretty cool deck, the Variable Exorcist. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. All right. Next up, we have Pool, the Aeronaut of the Fist, an 87 SAS Strange Shell deck. This is listed by Jupiter. And we have a double Get Hammer, a Banner of Battle, Smith, a Ranton Rive, a Fresh Marks, Berserker Slam. We have double Auction Off, an Ikwiji Outpost also in this deck. We have double Befuddle, Catch and Release, super good against a big board. Fathom Reaver, Bubbles, Adult Swim. All right, this is Pool, the Aeronaut of the Fist. All right, next up, now we've shown this one before because this is bounced between a few people. Marvik sold it, Arentalong has it now. The reason I put it again this week is because it's got a new price at 450 euros. We'll go over it super quick. Berserker with Double Brick Nasty and Endless Hordes. That's what this deck is. Now it's got some other good stuff. Sandhopper, Double Brain Dart, Psychic Network, although not a lot of creatures. But pretty cool deck. But I did want to list it because it's got the listed price now on it. Yeah, Double Brick Nasty with Berserker and then Endless Hordes is definitely very good. And then go right into the Ragnarok preps. Triple Pelf is nice. Yeah, it can definitely gain Ember like crazy. So that can be yours. The Envious Time Stopper of Valenheap. All right, next up we have the infamous Delegate of Bokaroot, an 86 SAS Emberling deck. We don't actually see a lot of Emberling decks on Fresh Marks, so I'm excited to see this. Except it is no longer for sale. This one was being listed. Let's see, let's search for it. The infamous. Yeah, this was listed by Arentalong. Now his name is still on it, but there's another name on it too. So I'm not sure if this one was sold or not. So if you're interested, you could reach out to Arentalong, see if it's sold. We don't see a lot of Emberling decks on Fresh Mark, so thought it was interesting. Double Browzoark, double Befuddle, Abyssal Sight, total crazy unfathomable. But unfortunately, not listed for sale. Reach out to Arentalong if you're interested. See if he sold it. See what's up. All right, next up we have Evita Nevermel's Archivist, a prospector deck, 89 SAS. This is being sold by ATL, aka Lord of Winter. What do we have here? Closed door negotiation, 20.5 token generation. We do have the Esquire here. An Esquire with 18 creatures is pretty good, and the mass buyout. Exchange program, Sandhopper, Marsney's Ember. Let's see. Marsney's Ember with Ammonia Clouds is pretty good. Double Clone Home. Ether Spider. Double Beam Buckler is really good with those Marsney's Ember. That Marsney's Ember as well. Mixatol Minded is really good with the Ether Spider. Zyzok. Definitely underrated. Double Request Donations. Squire Recruit. Nidapult. Nidapult doesn't have anything that's super great here. But there's lots of ways to either capture or increase key cost, which then leads well into that closed door negotiation. Very limited creature control and no artifact control in this one. But that is Evita. All right, next up we have Thalanil, Mantible of the Unleashed Bank, an 86 SAS Defender deck. This one has a listed price of only $45. And we have a double brick nasty with 4 other Brobnar creatures. Also double rent and rive, fresh marks, press gang, champions challenge is always good. Might club is really good with a double brick nasty. We have a membership drive with a 12 token generation. Squire recruitment. Let's see, how many knights do we have here? We have Chalet. Grey Abyss is not a knight. Grey Augur is not a knight. Castiel's a knight. Lorena's a knight. Pandolf's a knight. So we have 4 knights to go with that Squire recruitment, which could lead really nicely into that membership drive. Potentially you could get renewed life off as well to make a token creature for each damage healed that way. So, oh yeah, you're right. Defender is also a knight. So that you could do a pretty crazy turn there. So if you have a heavily damaged Krog the Clumsy or Lady Lorena, first you do renewed life, make a bunch of tokens, then you do Squire recruitment, make a ton of tokens, and then membership drive for super boost. Yeah, then what do we have here in Unfathomable? Adult Swim, Corrode, Crushing Deep, Double Dragnet's really nice. Bryozoark, really powerful. Especially you can put it behind a whole bunch of different taunt here. Pandolf, Lady Lorena, Chalet. You could put a shoulder armor on the Bryozoark. Covetous Hema, Fugaru, Skullback Crab, Tafiki Kraken, Yanthe Ghostfiend, and Under Pressure. Dun, 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 dun. So this one has some plays, some pretty cool stuff here. And a listed price of only $45. That's ready for the taken. Ready for the taken. I would be very surprised if this is still for sale next week, but we'll see. And that one's listed by Run He Said. All right, next up we have Kagami of Carving Kuzo, an 88 SAS Prospector deck, being sold for $400 by Lazarus. We have a Whirlpool. Quick Draw wakes up. Is there any cool stuff we can do with this, though? There's not a lot. There's not a lot. There's not a ton of capture here. There's some capture pips. But there's not a lot you're doing here with this Whirlpool. But it's still a really sweet Unfathomable. Double Abyssal Sight, Befuddle, Whirlpool, Kelpie, Timoti the Damned. There's a lot of cool stuff there. And look, 5 draw pips in the Unfathomable alone. We have Uncharted Lands in the Starlines, and we actually have 6 Starlines creatures. So we could definitely get some Uncharted Lands value here. Cool deck, but didn't seem worth the price to me. Yeah, $400 is a lot. Double auction off, closed door negotiation, forced retirement, generous offer, mass buyout. Let's see, a token of appreciation. Could we get that off? Kamalani, Extrema Toad, Infection, Scout Chief. It's a stretch. It's a stretch. Pretty good artifact control. Okay, creature control. I think the Ember control here is actually a little bit underrated. You get a lot of negatives. And yeah, I don't know. Could be pretty good. I'm not sure if it's $400 good, but could be pretty good. All right, next up we have Concrete Blastoff Marlavar, an 85 SAS Worlds Collide deck being sold by Lazarus. We have double Kirby, triple Stealth Mode, Information Officer Gray. We have a double Tautau Vapors, Eddie 4x4, Neutron Shark, Hapsis, Positron Bolt. Let's see, we don't have any way to protect our Kirby's or Eddie. We do have the Hologramophone, so that's the only kind of way. We have the Fittest as well, but no taunt. We have a Eldest Bear, Ghost Hawk with Song of the Wild, and you can play the Song of the Wild off the Kirby on your Starlight turn. Nature's Call, a Natural Selection, Imprinted Murmuk, and Mustic Murmuk. This is actually pretty nice. The limited Amber Control really hurts this deck. Where's the token? Limited Amber Control hurts this deck, but with the Kirby's, the stealth modes, yeah, you're trying to race to victory here. Slow them down enough to get there. So that is Concrete Blastoff. All right, next up, we gotta check the translator. What do we got here? We have Proud Starport, Missionary Tobias. Yeah, Edgevale I think is better than that deck, yeah. This is a 90 SAS Mass Mutation deck being sold by Dennis Cambria. We have a Dark Ember Vault with 10 mutants. And we also have 3 Sins, Sloth, Greed, and Desire. We have an Infernus, a Grim Reminder, Waking Nightmare, Mind Fire, Obsidian Forge with 19 creatures, Gateway to Dis. We have an Ancient Power, Double Defense Initiative, lots of warding. We have an Axiom. The logos here is actually not super exciting. The QMX with a draw pip is cool. Mobius Scroll, Damobot, Researcher Smoko, Lethalogica, Diametric Charge. Yeah, that's actually a pretty unexciting logo, so it's actually bringing down the deck. But rest of the deck seems pretty cool. Seems like it gets rushed into hard. Yeah, definitely. The Ember control here is not super great. It has a little bit of one-offs, but if you go high, kind of Waking Nightmare is the only way to make him pay a lot. Spoils of Battle could potentially do some work, especially with some of the capture and the exalting that you have. So that is Proud Starport Missionary Tobias. Alright, next is, I think you could do a cool Gateway Grim Reminder replay Logos with a Vault out. Yeah, it did have a lot of mutants. Yep. And then that would lead into a good Obsidian Forge play. Alright, next up we have General Rhodes vom Gefängnis, an 88 SAS Mass Mutation deck being sold by Papstpier. We have double Infernus, double Brabble, double Grim Reminder, Gleeful Mayhem, Gateway to Dis, 20 creatures overall. We have an Autoencoder, a Causal Loop, QMX, Academy Training, Novo Dynamo. Novo Dynamo Autoencoder combo is also nice here. Double Dot Bot Bookton is pretty good. Double Red Alert, Anthony, Hapless Cadet, Double Subject Kirby, Hedron Collision. I don't know, I think this one's a little bit overrated. It's got a lot of creatures. Some of the creatures are decent. But I think if you control the board, I don't think this deck does anything. So that is General Rhodes. Next up, we have Proctizin. We have Ciara, an 87 SAS Worlds Collide deck, also being sold by Papstpier. We have a Comm Officer Kirby, double First Officer Frame, double Lieutenant Kirkar, Quadricorder, Piece of core, triple wild wormhole. Daughter Dasania, Eti 4x4, interdimensional graft. We have a Library of the Damned, Double Infernus, Evil Eye, Poltergeist, Harvest Time, Gleeful Mayhem, Binding Irons. I miss a Contrino Flux, that's nice. Really good artifact control. Some pretty complementary Amber control, with the Graft being able to make them pay from either the Eddy, the Evil Eye, the Quadricorder. It's not the speediest in Ember generation, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, this one does look pretty fun. That one is Ciara. All right, next up we have Reeves the Sardonic. It's a Coda deck, 85 SAS Coda, Logos Mars Shadows, 17 Ember Pips, and 28 Ember Generation. This one's also being sold by Paps Pier. We have also 15 speed. We have the library access with a wild wormhole, sloppy labwork, and labwork. Interdimensional graph. We have a Dasania, a mother, strange gizmo. Now check this out from Mars. We have a soft landing, and triple squawker with the blip lip and a couple other Mars that could be really good. Zizix the Many, that's really good too. Could archive a whole bunch of cards there. Ether Spider's nice here, or double orbital bombardment, and a hypnotic command, although you only have 4 Mars creatures. In shadows, we have the bait and switch, booby trap, double lights out, miasma, nerve blast, relentless whispers, double naughty the thief. This one's got some cool stuff in all 3 houses. And you know what? This one just looks fun. I think we're making an offer right now. 50 euros. That's probably lowballing it. Um, there we go. We're making an offer right now. We'll see what they say. Hey, looks like a fun deck. Triple Squawker. The Fun Dealer, Paps Pier. All right. Unfortunately, I think we're past Paps Pier. We're on to another deck by Dennis Cambria, a 92 SAS Worlds Collide deck. Luce, Sveglia La Agitata. This Logo Star Alliance, we have Infernus, a triple Inspector, double Exhume. Wow, you can be purging a lot of cards. We have the Harbinger of Doom, but not really a way to kill it on the same turn. We have Neutron Shark, Eddy, Igor, Titan Guardian to protect your Eddy is nice. Memory Chip, double Tau Tau, double Cutthroat. We have a Medic Ingram, double Commander Chan, a Kirkar, Uncharted Lands, a Stealth Mode, and double Red Alerts. Only 15 creatures here. You probably would want a little bit more creatures in one of the houses. It's kind of, there's no main house here. There's like 5 creatures in each house. Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll work really well. Maybe if you get some discs or logos to stick and then get to use them with the Commander Chans. It's got some cool cards and some cool plays, but yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. 92 SAS, though, does seem to be a little bit overrated for this one. All right, next up we have The Fraujas of Golden Rink, a 97 SAS Prospector deck. We're back to WoW. We took a little detour, but we're back. This one is a listed price of $800 from Faith Boyland. 17.5 token generation. Double generous offer. Again, goes really good with the prospectors. Double mass buyouts. Visible hand. We have a shrewd investor with insurance policy. It's not too bad. The Flora's Lava is actually pretty nice here with your prospectors in case you need to draw into something. Double Grand Gorge, Shock Herder, Ged Hammer, Smith, Fresh Marks, Press Gang. And in Mars, we have a Brain Dart. We have a Mars Needs Ember with ammonia clouds. We have a Compod with a Vat Minder, Iron X Rebel, Mixitol Minded, Beam Buckler, also good with that Mars Needs Ember, and a Yixlix Mesmerist. This does have some fun stuff in it. 27 expected Ember here. It's not bad, not bad. $800 is pretty steep though. I think that's a lot for this deck. I think that's a lot for this deck. All right, next up we have McLeod of Maya Range, and you might remember this from 2 weeks ago because this was sold on a Facebook auction for $300 by Mark H. This was sold to Leo Lynchy, and now it's up for sale again by Leo Lynchy, but no list price. It's a really nice Berserker Endless Hordes Brick Nasty deck again, and Brawl In Double Overrun goes really good with the Berserkers. Vow of Blood, Might Club, Pelf. In Mars, we have Brain Dart, Rondel, Vatminder, Beambuckler. And in Unfathomable, we have Adult Swim, Double Dragnut, Double Maelstrom, Fathom Reaver, Double Kamalani, Bubbles, and Yanthi Ghostfin. Lots of creature control here. Kind of limited Ember control. You really need to get those overruns off here. And then with the expected Ember, you kind of really need that Brick Nasty with the Endless Hordes to really get a good burst here. So that is McLeod. All right, next up we have Zombie. Archivista di Pugnalabello. An 87 SAS AoE deck. Sold by a rent-along. Only 8.2 creature control. You know, if this had be better creature control, I might put an offer for this one too. But I don't know. We do have Time Traveler, Neutron Shark, Double Igor, Wild Wormhole, Bouncing Death Quark, Double Ronnie, Throwing Stars of Merkins, Sucker Punch, Oubliette, Nightforge, Dust Chronicles. In this we have Exhume, Double Not Finish with You, which is, I guess, nice with those Ronnies and the Time Traveler and the Igors, the Neutron Shark. We have a Tesmal, a Yurk, a Schuler. Double Dust Imp is pretty nice. This Pit Lord, though, you're probably never playing, right? I guess if you WoW Wormhole into it, you can either Bouncing Death Quark it or Neutron Shark it. But it would be pretty sad to be stuck in this if they kill all your other creatures. Because that disc isn't doing a ton. I guess you can exhume the Neutron Shark and kill the Pit Lord in the same turn. So that's not a bad play. So that is Zombie. Alright, next up we have Daniel, Gersmot, Starzy, Bunkra, an 86 SAS Worlds Collide deck, being sold by a rent-along. So one of our sponsors, that's right, he's added. He joins Dick Rowland and Flaming Hobo. Rent Along is now one of our sponsors. We have Transporter Platform with a Comm Officer Kirby, double Commander Chan, a Helms and Spears, but kind of no really way to protect it here. Although lots of protection in the Saurian, so you kind of probably want to get one of these taunters out that you can stick your Helms and Spears behind. This Saurian is actually really big, beefy, and hard to get rid of because we have Tricerian Legionary, Primus Unguis, Ludo, Paraguardian, Cincinnatus Rex, Double Brutodon Auxiliary, and Golden Spiral. We have the Cincinnatus Rex Golden Spiral combo. We have a Tribute, Stomp, Failing Strike, really sweet Saurian here. And then in logos, yeah, Rex Spiral Paraguardian is very nice. In the logos, we have Double Cutthroat, Double Daughter, and Eddie. Double Wormhole Technician can actually be pretty good. Babbling Bibliophile and Hologramophone for some extra protection. Now the creature control here is pretty low. You kind of need to go probably big Saurian as fast as you can here to get a big board presence and potentially fight everything off with Cincinnatus Rex. Some cool plays here. But that is Daniel. All right, next up we have Mira El La Dorata, an 85 SAS Worlds Collide deck, also being sold by Arentalong. We have Double Cutthroat, Double Eddie, Igor, ZYX Researcher, Double Wormhole Technician, a Titan Guardian to protect our Eddie. Yeah, we have another Cincinnatus Rex Golden Spiral, more fighting, more combos, more Saurian, more dinos. This one also has Odoak, Falaphosaurus, Ludo, Trician Legionary, Phalanx Strike, Imperium, Axiom, City State Interests. We have Hidden Stash, Hawk, no safety in numbers, Ronnie the Risk Clock, or Ronnie Risk Clocks, Shadow Council, and Simon. More dinos. Arentalong selling some good dino pods. All right, that is Mira. All right, next up we have Taggart Le Impenetrable, an 85 SAS mass mutation deck, being sold by Arentalong. All right, we're going to start with the logos. Eclectic Inquiry, Entropic Swirl, Lethologica, Autoencoder, a Fission Bloom. Fission Bloom can't do a ton here. Double Oddclod, Novo Dynamo, it goes good with the Autoencoder. Let's see, in this we have Eaton's Jar, Essence Scale, Brabble, Double Dominator Bobble, Ritual of Tognath, Markadis, Waking Nightmare. We actually only have 14 creatures here. So we're probably not holding onto the board that much. In the Untamed, we do have the Dark Harbinger with 6 actions. Triple Mutation of Cunning, Rapid Evolution, Resurgence to potentially get the Harbinger back, and a Key Frog. It looks like you can't kill the Key Frog on the same turn unless you also have like the Brabble or the Research Schmoko out there. Then you could Key Frog and Savage Clash. But some burst there with the Harbinger. All right, that is Taggart. Next up, we have Octavio, Cottage Explorer, an 89 SAS Worlds Collide deck, also being sold by Arentalong. We have 27 efficiency, including triple Comm Officer Kirby, Double Tao, Double Eddie, Memory Chip, Dr. Millie, lots of speed. We have a Stealth Mode, a Lieutenant Kirkar to protect all of our Kirby's, Triple Light of the Archons, Sensor Chief Garcia. In Shadows, we have double runny wrist clocks with the hit and run and the Kaimar Eclipse. We have a Trust No One. We have a Hugger Mugger Mug. We have a Sneck Lifter, which is also really nice with hit and run and Kaimar Eclipse. We have an Igor, Cutthroat Research, Information Exchange, Hologramophone, but we only have 4 sad creature control. That's very sad. You got to be going big board quick, which this one can do. The Kirby's playing the Tau Taus, but you got to go big board quick with this if you need to stay in it. All right, next up we have Boisavon, the Gracelessly Hot-Tempered. Okay, here we go. This is being sold by Luca Bell. It's 90 SAS. And we have an Endless Hordes with a Brick Nasty and a Skirmisher. And actually, I think Endless Hordes with Skirmisher is really good. Because all those creatures that you make, all those tokens, they stay alive. And then you can potentially fight or reap with them again the next turn. It also has double Blood of the Titans, which goes really good with the Grand Gourd, with a Brick Nasty. You also have Berserker Slam, Fresh Marks, Overrun, Rant and Rive, Foul Blood. This is a super sweet Brobnar. And Mars, we have Psychic Network with 7 Mars creature, which is really good, with double Mixitol Minded, which also go, and Ether Spider, which both go really good into the Rant and Rive. Double Kaboom, Destroy them all. And then in Star Alliance, we have double Echo Reflector. It's really good. Hapless Cadet is also really good. Future Booster, Temporal Purge. If you really need, let's see, are there any creatures that you would want to flip over a Skirmisher for here? Maybe some of the Mars ones, actually. Mixitol Minded and Ether Spider. I could see that happening. Selective Preservation is a great board wipe. Red Alert, Camaraderie. You can turn your Skirmishers back into mixes for A. Yeah, with the Temporal Purge for sure. Yeah, this one actually is a pretty sweet deck. I really like this Brobnar. The Mars and the Star Alliance have some good support stuff, both Ember control and creature control and artifact control. Very well rounded. That is Boisevin. It's being sold by Lucabel. I'm expecting this to go for a pretty high number, actually. I would offer something, but they would just laugh at it. But, you know, I think this one definitely, it reaches a bar. This deck is...
So fresh!
That is the Gracelessly Hot-Tempered. Alright, next up we have Torcitris Nobodana di Severalopaloso. A Coda deck, 86 SAS. 22 expected Ember, 22 printed Ember, and 26 expected Ember. This one's also being sold by Arenta Long. Also a Time Traveler deck with Library Access and Wild Wormhole. A Lab Work, an Effervescent Principle. We have a Too Much to Protect, Double Ghostly Hand, Hidden Stash, Nerve Blast. The double red penny here are kind of sad. We have a Shadow Self. Who do we want to put next to our Shadow Self? The Moon Cursor and the Dodger are both good next to it. The Valen Analyst actually might be pretty good next to it because we do have 5 artifacts. And I guess the Pit Demon or the Succubus would be good too. In this, we have double Life Ward, we have a Control the Weak, a Gone Goozle, 3 Fates, Lash of Broken Dreams. Is a little bit lacking in the creature control, but very speedy deck. Some good speed and lots of Ember, and some pretty good Ember control. So that is Torcitrus. Next up, we have the second of Armor Run, an 85 SAS mass mutation deck being sold by Faith Boyland for $400. We have a triple Fandangle and a Pismire. We have Vine Apple Tree, Ritual of the Hunt, Song of the Wild, Reclaimed by Nature, Double Lost in the Woods. We have Autovac with triple Ethologica, Effervescent Principle, Daughter. We have an Infernus, Eaton's Jar, Grim Reminder. Can bring all those Fandangles back. Inspector, Double Snurret, Brabble, Dominator Bobble. Very lacking in the creature control here. Yeah, I'm not sure if this one comes together. I think if you control the board on this one, I don't think it's worth $400. All right, next up we have Keen, Vasiki's Console, an 86 SAS Prospector deck being sold by Aryusuke. We have a Shrewd Investor Exchange Program combo. We have the Esquire, Visible Hand, Pull-Up Stakes, Generous Offer. We have double Ammonia Clouds with a Marzinese Ember, a Space Invaders, a Ether Spider, a Zyzok, a Brain Dart. Ooh, we have double Light Everlasting again. Hymnoduma, super good here. Baldric the Bold, Chalet the Safeguard, Colonel Mariana. Taxing Journey, Call to Action. I guess we do have 4 knights with our Call to Action. Sigil Brotherhood. Both the Sigil and the Call to Action would like a little bit more Sanctum here. But you can bring back the Sanctums with the double Light Everlasting, so that'll get you a little bit more value out of the Sigil and the Call to Action. Hymnoduma is nuts. It is nuts. And especially Hymnoduma with the Shrewd Investor and the Exchange Program, you could give them a whole ton of Ember, potentially, on that creature that you send over to them. So, some pretty sweet plays with this one. Pretty sweet plays. Hymnoduma with Prospector is really good too, yeah. Big combo! And the Ether Spider can give that to them. Let's see, can you then kill it on the same turn? Maybe not on the same turn. But you could pull up stakes. So then you can return it back to your hand. So that's pretty sweet. Same with the other combo plays. Yeah, this one's got some big combos. Big combos. And you have Ampedrage, which could hopefully hope you get those combos off with an additional card in your hand. That's definitely worth the extra 1 key cost if you're pulling off those giant combos. That one's pretty cool. That is Keen. All right, 2 more decks. We'll check really quick to see if any new ones have come in, but this is an AOA deck. Victoire la Petu. This is being sold for €400 by Velen 2066. It's actually a pretty sweet looking deck. Whoa, what did I just say? We have Gengarknot with double Gengar Chieftain and Drummerknot, double Bramo, double Gauntlet of Command, a Legacy Anger. So some good Brobnar support here. Yeah, we have Brig, Binite Rupture, Interdimensional Graft. We have Time Traveler, Helperbot, Neutron Shark, Double Igor, and we have the Exhume, so you can bring back either the Time Traveler, the Neutron Shark, maybe Drummernaut, Library of the Damned to help set up a big Brobnar play potentially. Like if you archive a whole bunch of Brobnar, then unlock Gateway, and then next turn go Brobnar and try and get your Gengarnut off. Double Banish could be pretty good. Cold a Week is... I love Cold a Week. Yeah, pretty speedy. Yeah, this deck I think is pretty good. A little bit lacking in the Amber Control. That's for sure. But that is Victoire. All right. Last deck of the week. Let's see. Did we have any new ones come in? Oh, actually, we did have new ones come in. We had one new one come in. So we'll get to that right after this. So it's not the last deck of the week. We have one more after this. But first we have Shepherdly Perturb Primtum. Yeah, it stinks when the Ember control like that makes it hard to pull off the Brig combo. Yeah, I mean, you could still potentially pull off the Brig combo. It just means that you wouldn't get as much out of it. It's still pretty dang good. Let's see. So this is a Mass Mutation 87 SAS. It's got a listed price of 500 euros by Velen 2066. Triple Athologica with double Cronus, although only 2 drop hips and Logos. The disc here, double Infernus, Lethal Mayhem, Implosion, Double Doomed, Whale of the Dam, Dino Fiend, Cinder, Double Snorret. I really like the look of this disc, especially with some of the creature control, but it would have been nice to have like a Stirring Grave. And then in Shadows, we have Safe House with Rad Penny. We have the Sting. No way to get the Sting off House. I have Doom Sigil, Double Look over there, Lights Out. Professor Torado with 12 mutants is not bad. Not bad at all. So this can do some stuff. Yeah, Safe House for the Infernus is pretty good too, actually. And you're probably playing the Doom Sigil here. Because you don't have a ton of creature control? Yeah, I don't know. Might have to play that a few times. But that is Shepherdly Perturb Primtum. And now we have a deck that just came through during the show. We have another Winds of Exchange deck. Aura's Floor Forest Buccaneer, an 85 SAS Prospector deck, listed for only $80 by Key of the Lost. 11.5 token generation. Let's see, should I buy this right now? It's a Whirlpool deck, quick draw. Actually, the Unfathomable here is pretty sweet. Catch and Release, Plunder, Offering to Kilogog, Whirlpool, Covetous Hema, Kamalani, Bubbles. Can you get any more captured onto that? You do have a capture pip with SV3 Lander. You do have the Shrewd Investor with a Whirlpool. Double Closed Door Negotiation, Auction Off, Generous Offer, Hire On, Market Crash, Mass Buyout, Ikwiji Outpost to draw into answers. Yeah. This one's not too bad. Let's see, it does have a Collector Borin, but only 2 upgrades. So that's a little sad. And one of those upgrades is off house. That's really sad, actually. But it does mean you can bring back your Echo Reflector, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, pretty cool deck. That one might be worth $80, especially with the Whirlpool. It'd be interesting to play this one and see kind of how it goes. It does have a couple good payoffs with the Whirlpool, with the Covetous Hema and the Shrewd Investor. So get your offers in. $80 might be worth it. All right. But that is a stream. We went through 53 decks tonight. Lots and lots of nice looking decks, actually. Lots that were fresh and lots of wins of exchange. So, thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time. Coming up, we have no NKFL matches this week, but we have one next week. I believe we're going to be playing against Linusu next week. I think the rest of our matches are against European competitors, so we'll have to be a little bit smarter about our scheduling, which will be a little bit difficult. Oh, no, we have Sviper next week. Sviper next week, and then Scurzio, and then Linusu is actually the last week, so I was way off. All right, Sviper next week. So, but all three of those will be European, so look for that next week. And I also got to figure out what the heck I'm going to be playing in at the Vault Tour in Vegas, which is in 3 weeks and 2 days. So that's exciting. Plus, Vault Tour Dallas is in a week and 2 days. I'm excited to see how that goes. Lots of fresh decks. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. You have yourself a good night, a good day, wherever you're at, and have a good one. See you later. Bye.